I got married less than a week ago, and my mother-in-law is already crashing out my marriage. I live in America with my husband. In fact, the whole family lives here. We are quite young, my husband and I am currently pregnant for him. My mother-in-law is the breadwinner of her family. She takes care of all the family members, including the extended family. So she's the voice of the family, and whatever she says goes. So the problem all started when we were preparing to get married. In my culture, there is this thing about kneeling down for your in-laws and everything, but I did not grow up in that settings. I grew up in America, and that was not instilled in me at all. My parents did not care about traditions, and that is how I grew up. So all those things are not a bother to me or my parents at all. But unfortunately, it is a big step for my mother-in-law. This is how it all started. On my wedding day, I was supposed to be getting ready and getting assisted to get ready, but I was turned into a hairstylist and a dresser for my mother-in-law on my own wedding day. I started styling her hair, styling her dress and everything instead of getting ready. My mother-in-law got ready before me for my own wedding, and I attended my own wedding late because I was taking care of her. So while I was doing my mother-in-law's hair, my father-in-law came in, and I greeted him as usual because I was in a rush. It was 1 hour to my wedding. I just wanted to make her hair, leave there so I can go get dressed. But no, they said I did not kneel down to greet my father-in-law properly. When I was in a rush, I didn't even think about greeting anybody properly. I just wanted to be done so I can go and get ready. I was in a hurry. My mother-in-law was rushing me, but you are concerned about me kneeling down to greet somebody. That aside, so we did our court wedding, and when we got back to the house, we ate food, and they had invited their neighbors over. To my surprise again, she walked the neighbors out with her husband, that is my father-in-law, and didn't come back from 3:46 p.m. to 8 p.m. They left me and my husband alone in the house. They did not allow us to do our wedding in our own location where we stay. We had to travel down to where my mother-in-law stays. She invited her neighbors for the wedding, and then when we came back from court, she took them out and came back 8 p.m. I was just sitting there in the house as if it was not my wedding day. So when they came back in the evening, the ceremony continued and it was time to cut the cake. I thought my husband and I was going to cut the cake together, but before we could even finish, my father-in-law told him that it was my job to cut the cake alone. They said I was going to cut the cake alone, feed my husband, and share the cake to every visitor that was there. I'm like, is this my wedding or is this an introduction to being a maid? She didn't just ask me to feed everyone cake. She told me that I was going to kneel down before my in-laws and feed them cake. And I said I was not going to do that. I was not brought up that way. We are not in Africa. This is America. And this is not how I was brought up. Why do I need to kneel down and be doing all these stressful things on my wedding day? Since I refused to kneel down and serve them cake, everywhere went silence, and that's where the havoc started. I just went upstairs into the bedroom to lay down. My husband followed me into the bedroom and said, why did I do that and all of that? We argued a little bit, and he told me he was going to come back, and then he went downstairs. He came back into the bedroom around midnight and told me that I was going to apologize to his family, which I finally agreed to do because I love him truly. But kneeling down is something that is very difficult for me to do, especially with the way they are treating me. They are not even treating me with love, yet you want me to be kneeling down up and down, and they know very well that I am pregnant. So the next morning when we were about to leave to go back to our location, I wanted my mother-in-law to come out of her room so I can apologize to her, but she said she's not coming out. Since she did not come out of her room, there was no way I could apologize to her. Everybody started blaming me that I never had the intention to apologize to her. I'm like, how do you know my intentions? I wanted to apologize to her, but she said she's not coming out. This woman disrespected me in every way possible. First of all, when my husband and I were supposed to dance on the dance floor, this woman took the dance floor and danced with my husband. She put his arms around her waist and was holding him as if he was her husband. I didn't even get to dance with my husband on my wedding day. Another thing she did before our wedding was that she got her teeth removed, and they asked me to come and take care of her, cook for her, clean up for her. This woman still has kids who can take care of her, but they wanted me to come and take care of her, which I did not complain. I was expected to wake up at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. to clean a big house and cook for them. I never refused to do any of those things, even when I was there taking care of her. So I don't know why she decided to disrespect me on my wedding day of all days, and you want me to kneel down for you. I took all this disrespect because I love my husband so much. I'm already pregnant for him, and we are quite young. I took everything she dished out on me. I was still ready to apologize, but right now this woman has destroyed my marriage. I am also aware that this is what she did to my husband's previous girlfriend. They didn't want her, so they made my husband to break up with her. Right now my mother-in-law said that I must go, that this marriage is over because I didn't kneel down to do everything else they wanted to do on my wedding day. My husband, on the other hand, does not have a say. Whatever his mother says goes. This man has decided to choose his family over his pregnant wife. Right now I am getting a divorce. His whole family has stopped talking to him because of me. They will not talk to him unless he lets me go. That's the ultimatum they have given to him, just because I refuse to be a slave to them. The worst part is that I love this man so much, but I don't think he loves me as much as I do, because I saw a text on his phone